Now, the reason I'm making this webcam video is that I am in terror, and presumably the terror has been made possible by the wearing off of dopamine blocking drugs, which have been affecting me all the time in recent weeks and months. What has triggered the terror is my having found Dawn's number just before 9 o'clock. It's now 9:30, just after 9:30 in the evening on Saturday the 4th of September 2010. I found Dawn's number just before 9 p.m, half an hour ago, and it was not Dawn who answered, it was the woman who pretends to be Dawn sometimes. Earlier on this afternoon I'd spoken to Dawn and was quite happy with that, and she seemed happy, and I was happy to speak to her. The woman I spoke to just over half an hour ago was not Dawn, and I put the phone down as soon as I determined it was not Dawn. I put the phone down. But the terror arises because I understand that what I said in probably the previous webcam video is true. These people, whoever they are people with a lot of money, in association with people in the Department of Health, are brainwashing Dawn so that she does not sign me out in the future. They hope to arrange my detention and arrange for Dawn not to sign me out. This is the basis of my terror. These people in hospital, these nurses, they obey instructions. They hold you down, physically hold you down, inject you. They don't, they pay no attention to what you say. They think it's lunacy. They think it's not worth listening to. Hold you down, inject you, and with a drug which its effects last for weeks, and the effect on me is to render me brain dead. If I'm under the influence of these drugs permanently, constantly, I won't be able to defend myself by, it sounds laughable, but by the security I've developed. It isn't perfected. I haven't made certain of actually having recordings of people speaking to me in the night time while I'm asleep, which they do to get me to go through motions so that I appear to be living a more or less normal life. Otherwise, the dopamine blocking drugs make me inactive. In the 1980s, I used to lie on the bed 18 hours a day, I estimate, when the man arm didn't compel me to go to the day centre. When I stopped going to the day centre, he took me into detention. So I had to resume going to the day centre. This is Anthony Duarmond I'm talking about. It's a bit of a joke. It's become a bit of a joke, but the address I have for him is a false address. Actually, I do have a previous address for him, which is, he may still be at 14 Stapleton Avenue, Harborne, Birmingham. But anyway, it is a terrible thing because people close to me, my parents, have gone along with it because the immobilization of my emotional responses by these drugs and my thinking responses through which I could compute a way to escape are nullified. Now, goodness knows why these people want to do this to me. Goodness only knows. But it goes back to Kate Bush, I have to say, whether it's specifically to do with Kate Bush or whether it was planned before I started writing to her, and whether she was not a necessary part of it, as it were. But these people, I can't understand them. These people with a lot of money, and influential friends in the civil service. I don't know, whether it's originally a civil service plan, but I wouldn't have thought that they have managed to get taxpayers' money spent to fund it entirely, because surely there must be some sort of audit. But so my thinking is that it's private individuals who are very rich, who have associates, friends in the Department of Health, who pretend that it's a good thing to be doing. But, and anyway, I don't know if the rich individuals believe that it's a good thing to be doing. Well, I don't really know if the civil servants do, or whether it is just for the sake of empire building. But the rich individuals, my thinking at one time, or sometimes, is that it is deliberate, not exactly, well, it's sort of punishment to me, making me zeroing my experience of life, making me brain dead, so that I have no pleasure in life, no enjoyment in life, but merely go through motions in a zombified way, which have been suggested to me by speaking to me when I've been asleep. Sometimes I think it's deliberately to cause unpleasantness for me, or to understate it. But sometimes I think, well, it's a very extended campaign, and who would have it in for me that much? But I cannot imagine. I can think at the moment. I cannot imagine that. I cannot dream up any realistic understanding of how people might think it's a good thing or an acceptable thing to do to someone, to me. Anyway, the terror is abating as I'm explaining it, because when I can afford some discs, I can send this out to people, to MPs, to members of Dawn's family, to members of my family. I can put it on YouTube now, probably. I can probably get it to work without any cost.